If you like the way this wavy hair looks, then keep watching because I'm gonna show you how to put bend in your hair using a flat iron. It's kind of a wave, but I like to call it bend because it's more of bending the hair versus curling it. What you're gonna need is an alligator clip, some texture spray, flat iron. Turn it to 375 because you don't need a lot of heat. Actually, less is more with this because if it's too hot, you're gonna get kind of a kinky look and we don't want that. First, we're gonna section from the front hairline diagonally down to the back. And this parting is just gonna help the way the hair lies on top of each other so it doesn't just get to one layer on top of the next and kind of just look like a crimper. Take all that hair and split it in half so that I can see what I'm working with. Let's start in the back and work our way towards the front. Section a small, maybe 1.5 inch section or something. Honestly, just whatever you feel like you can work with and isn't going to fall out of the flat iron. So what we're gonna do is instead of pulling through the hair, we're going to take the iron and clamp it and bend this way by turning it like you're turning a doorknob. It's good to kind of think about how you're going to start it before you go in the hair so you don't go in and then try to decide which direction you're going while you're just frying the hair. So I know I wanna start my dip going down before I go up. So I'm gonna go in and then turn the iron that way and pull down the hair a little bit. And that's going to give you a nice, just little soft bend there. From there, I'm going to go the opposite direction to bring this section up. Turn up, and you're going to get that nice little bend there. Creates a little bit of like an S. From there, we went up. So we're gonna come back down like that, and then we're gonna go back up and then back down. And you can see how much bend there is in there with the iron not up super high. From there, we're gonna move on to the next one. I'm gonna take another good sized section, and it depends on how much hair you have, how big of a section you should take. I don't have a lot of hair, mine's a little finer, so I can take a larger section. Too small of a section is just gonna kind of create a frizzy look, so you need enough hair in the section to be able to get the bend without it getting kind of kinky or fuzzy looking. So just play around with that based on the amount of hair that you have. So I'm gonna go back in and same thing, I'm gonna go down and then up and then down and then up. Once you've practiced going down and then coming off and then going up and coming off and then down, coming off and then up, you can start to do that without coming off the hair and go in right away and just move down the hair without coming off and creating that little S wave there. Another thing to think about is I am holding on to the hair the entire time, so I'm not letting go and then pulling down and not having control of where the hair is. I'm kind of feeding it into the iron as I go. So I'm also kind of pulling the opposite direction a little bit to keep a little bit more control over it as well. I like to go down, up, down, up, down. You can kind of play around with how you like to do it, whether you like to go down first or if you like to come up first. I think I pretty much usually like to start going down. I also am doing this on day 3 dirty hair, and it's nice because my hair was already kind of oily, but using the flat iron with a little bend can kind of help add some body to my hair even though it's dirty, but also it's a smooth look so it doesn't look like I'm trying to get this perfectly blown out look when my hair is dirty, but I can still wear it down while having like a smooth and silky look instead of having to wear my hair up on day 3 dirty hair. So having these ends kick out kind of straight helps it look like more of a natural wave versus a curl. So now we're gonna take another diagonal section just like that, and depending on how much hair you have, you might end up having more sections or less, and clip that up. So then I'm gonna take all of that hair that is in the back and separate that in half and bring that to the front so we can see what we're working with. Take a little section, I'm gonna go down and then up. So I'm just moving my wrist down, up, down. nice little wave. And the other nice thing about this is how fast it is. Once you get into it, it's so repetitive and quick, but it styles the hair looking so polished. So I keep taking sections about this size all the way across. Like I said, they can be whatever size makes more sense for you. And I'm not stopping moving. That's the biggest thing. If you're going to continuously go down the hair without coming off, you need to be moving the whole time so that it doesn't create kinks in these areas. If you stop at all, it's gonna create a crease in the hair, and that is not going to be pretty. You can do this even shorter than the way that I'm doing it. Longer strides is going to create a bigger wave, and shorter is going to create a bit of a smaller one. First few times that you do this, I recommend doing it where you're not just sliding down the hair and you're going down and then coming off, so that you can kind of make sure that you're doing this really fluidly, and then go up and coming off. Also, just so that you don't burn the hair, it kind of is a little bit of a safer option instead of trying to go in and doing it wrong and getting some kinks in there and then trying to go in and do it again, because the more times you go over the hair, obviously the more damage you're doing, and it's also not gonna wanna work with you as much once you've put that much heat on it. Because this is so repetitive, by the time you get to the top sections, you'll be able to just kind of go down or start trying to go down without letting go of the hair. All right, I'm gonna make this my last section, and I'm gonna just cut that in half and bring that in two pieces. Smooth it out. And I'm gonna section, get this out of the way. It's nice because this kind of looks a little bit more natural. Let's say you have kind of semi-wavy hair like this already, and you're just wanting to like touch some of the top pieces up of your already wavy hair, and you know how to do this and add a little bend. You can kind of mat the natural wave pattern in your hair, but make it look a bit neater. Now we're gonna take this section. I like to start in the back because then I can see what I'm working with in the front. I'm not accidentally leaving some hair behind because I've already done the front stuff, and then I can't see what I've missed in the back. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Last one. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Break it up. Shake it, move it. So now you might want some of these to just break themselves up a little bit more. Maybe I'll grab these front pieces and just do them a little different. So now I'm gonna finish it with Aveda's Texture Tonic, and this adds piecey texture and a little bit of hold. So I'm gonna grab and spritz in there, scrunch it in there a little bit. And put some underneath. Same over here. So this can be fun just like this, or kind of mess it up more. You could swoop that over to the side, and that's gonna create a little bit more of a messy look too, because it's gonna kind of break all of those little pieces up. It's a nice way to get texture in your hair that isn't a curl. And then the next day, you can utilize this bend to do maybe a cute ponytail or something. Subscribe to my channel if you want more at-home hair tutorials. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any more questions on this hairstyle, let me know in the comments below. Or if you have any other hair tutorial ideas that you want me to do, comment them, and I try to respond to all of you guys.